So I came across this story and it touched me so deeply. I just have to share it with you guys. Hopefully, you pick some lessons from it. Okay? Let me read it out. I told my boyfriend I was leaving him after 4 years together. He did not beg me to stay. Instead, he smiled and said, I was waiting for you to say that. I expected anger, shock, maybe even begging. But what I got was calmness. Too much calmness. He sat down, looked at me, and he repeated himself slowly, like he had already rehearsed this moment in his head long before I spoke. The relationship was not always bad in a loud way. It was confusing in a quiet way. I would feel loved 1 week, then emotionally distanced the next, like I had to earn consistency from him. I thought it was just his personality at first. Over time, I stopped raising issues because every conversation somehow ended with me questioning myself. He never shouted, he never insulted me directly, but I always left conversations feeling like I misunderstood everything. The strange part is that everyone around us thought he was stable, calm, respectful, emotionally intelligent. They would say I was lucky, so whenever I felt off, I would silence myself before I even spoke. The turning point was not a big fight, it was a slow realization that I was always the one adjusting, always the one explaining, always the one trying to maintain peace that he never seemed worried about losing. So when I finally decided to leave, I expected resistance. I prepared myself for emotional chaos, but when I told him, he just nodded and said he knew I would reach that point eventually. That sentence did something strange to me. It felt like he had been observing me instead of building with me. Like my reactions, my patience, my breaking points were already mapped out somewhere in his mind long before I reached them. I started remembering small moments differently. Times I felt confused, times I apologized when I did not know why I was apologizing. Sometimes I felt like I was losing arguments I did not even understand. That night I could not sleep, not because I missed him, but because I started realizing how many of my emotions had been shaped around his silence rather than his actions. When I left the next morning, he did not stop me. He just said, you will understand why I reacted this way later. I did not respond, but I realized something important. Some people do not fight to keep you because they were never building with you in the first place. If leaving feels easier than staying, it was never peace. It was emotional confusion. This leaves me very curious. Have you experienced this before? Please share your experience and what helped you pull through in the comments. If you find yourself in this condition, ladies, listen. I want you to know that the only man that deserves a special place in your heart is the one who never makes you feel like an option, in words and in actions. If you have to beg for a text bag or wonder where you stand, you're already in the wrong place with the wrong man. Because a real man will never leave you guessing. He will show up with a consistency that makes you feel safe, even on your worst days. And when a man truly values you, he doesn't make excuses. So stop breaking your own heart by trying to fit into a space he was never willing to make for you. All right? Like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. I will see you again.